Good afternoon. This evening, I'm going to try for you guys Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. I've had this for probably every bit of maybe 9-10 months. Anyway, I bought it when I bought a lot of Evan Williams. I just wanted to buy the whole line. And I had never got around to trying it. Now, I was on a live show with Ron Therio and John, and I think we were off the air when we talked about this. But John and Neely asked me off the air what I thought of it. And I had to be honest, I hadn't tried it yet. And I like most Evan Williams stuff. So I put it on my radar and I'm getting around to it. So this is for you, John. I'm going to try 2 different glasses with it. The Glencairn and these ones here I've been trying a little more lately. Because it's 100 proof, I think, in all honesty, I kind of like it a little more in this glass than the classic Glencairn. But we will do a side by side, which I've already done once. And I think on the lower proof bourbons, it's better in the Glencairn. And on the higher proof bourbons, we got that. I don't know why I'm using that. My hands would work just fine. But anyway, that being done. Let's let them rest for a minute, and let's talk about Bottled and Bond, what Bottled and Bond is. From the book I bought 6 months ago or better from Fred Minnick, Bourbon Curious, and he does an awesome job. This is a great reference book for anybody. I might have already referenced this in a different video. I am unsure. But Fred Minnick, good job. Bottled and Bond Bourbon Whiskey. This is the definition. The spirit must be produced in one distillation season by one distiller at one distillery and must have been stored in a federally bonded warehouse for at least 4 years, bottled at 100 proof. The bottled product's label must identify the distillery where it came from and where it was distilled and bottled. All right. You will see that on the back of the bottle here. I don't know if we'll be able to do it. I don't know how well the focus will be. But on the very back it says DSP KY31. And I will do my best to make that visible to you guys. And that you may have to pause it to see it. But it tells you right there what distillery it came from. Evan Williams, of course, and it has to be 100 proof. Now, why does it say that on here? I'm curious. 50% alcohol by volume, 100 proof. I believe I paid $15 for it around that point, maybe 16. It was not incredibly expensive because I think the 1783 was a couple of dollars higher and that was around 18. So I think probably around 16 for it. We've got a few notes on it right here. Let's see what we got. Of course, it's natural color. Right off the bat, you get caramel sweetness, that corn caramel sweetness. It's prevalent in both of them. One thing, this glass doesn't show the legs nearly as well as the Glencairn does. It's a fairly good thick coating with thin, slow legs. So we got a good situation going on there. I always like it when it's thin and slow. It shows an oily bourbon. See, dig my nose in that one too hard, it gets you. This one allows it to open up a little bit. It doesn't channel. You can get your nose deeper in there. But the flavors aren't as intense on the nose on this one. This still's the king. You just use distance control for that. All right. It's got a sweet vanilla buttercream. That's the first thing I get, no matter what, either one of these. It's a very sweet, it's a vanilla buttercream. Get a little of the corn coming through. It's very spirit driven. You don't dig your nose in too hard. Rye spice, a little oak on that. Not so much the barrel char like I got in the Jim Beam 100 proof. But it's there, but it's not as prevalent as it was in the Jim Beam. And just a touch of the caramel. Now, here's where I think the difference is for me. Oh, it's such an excellent bourbon for the price. Almost that vanilla sugar cereal. Think of corn, like corn pops. A vanilla sugar cereal. That comes immediately. Just a light cinnamon in the background. That's the first thing you notice with this. For me, still spirit driven. You still get spirit out of the deal. I get the rye, the light rye bread. It is tingly. It tingles your tongue up front. You get the oak, and we get black pepper with it. Those are definites on that. The key is with this one, I get better distribution to the mouth with the lip of this glass for bourbon. It spreads that high alcohol content throughout the mouth much better than the Glencairn does. The Glencairn's great for pinpointing, but I really believe in the taste for the bourbon. This one I like a little better. I've tried it with scotches. I've never tried it with the higher proof scotches, and that might be an interesting. We'll do that on one of the future when I do a cast strength scotch. I'll try to remember to keep that. We'll try it there. Anyway, again though, the flavor profile, this enhances. Excuse me. This enhances the sweetness more with this glass here. We've got a medium finish. Medium finish brings oakiness in the end, and you again get that vanilla, that buttercream. And that vanilla buttercream with that cereal note, and that kind of lingers in the background, and then the finish will go. And it's not like some that's a tapering, slow diminishing finish. This finish goes pretty, it's not a full medium, probably short to medium finish, but it goes out there and it just shuts off. It's gone. You get a little lingering taste, but the length of the finish is fairly medium to fast. That'd be a way to put it. It's a good finish because it makes you want to come back for more sometimes in this kind of situation. And I think that's where the Evan Williams shines. I've told you what I think of both glasses. Better nosing. In the lower proofs, this glass is a must, I think. When you start to get in the higher proofs, I think this glass starts to shine a little bit more. This glass gives you a little more accessibility, maybe with ice, if that's your thing. Back to the bourbon. And I've talked about the pros and cons, I think, enough on those. In the bourbon, I give it, my original score was an 84, but I think I want to kick it up one more point. I'm going to give it an 85. It's right there, and I think that's a day. I think another day I might give it an 84. But tonight, really, it's hitting me just right. I'm really enjoying it tonight. So I'm going to give it an 85. Definitely, price point's worth your money. Definitely enjoyable. You are going to get alcohol burn on this one. There's no foregoing that with 100 proof like this. The Jim Beam drank underproof to me, and it was 100 proof. Jim Beam Distiller's Cut. I would need to try to get the Jim Beam Bottled and Bond, the gold label, just to try it. I'm interested into seeing its comparison. I've got a couple of other Bottled and Bonds. I got a J.W. Dant. I got Mellow Corn, which really doesn't count. I mean, to me, I've got a couple of the balls, and off the top of my head, I'd have to look at it. I don't remember which ones now. Anyway, I'm not gonna. I can go for an hour. Let's not do that. Let's keep it shorter. All right. Like I said, I give it an 85. Ron, John Anile, you're right. It's very good. It's worth the value. It's a good Evan Williams. I don't think Evan Williams makes a bad product. I think Evan Williams is a good product line from the cheap green label because you're paying for what you get there. But you're not getting something that's just rock gut for that price. From the Evan Williams green label all the way up to this. I've had, on my reviews, I did the green label, the black label, the 1783, the Bourbon Bond. All I got left is one of the, I think they call it a single cask. It's 2008 or 2000, I think it's 2008 single cask I got. They put a new one out each year. So that'll be the last one that will complete the Evan Williams line, guys. Thanks again, John, for kicking me in the butt, getting me going on this. I appreciate that. Everybody remember, the spirit in your glass is not running from you. Take your time, sip it, and enjoy it. You'll be better for it. Good night.